Who wants to be an entrepreneur in 2025? Does anybody know anybody who would like to become an entrepreneur in 2025? How about some of you who may just have some entrepreneurial tendencies? How would you like to put that to work for you in 2025? One of the funniest things that I always hear people talk about is they're worried about people stealing their ideas. I've had a gazillion ideas over the years, and there's only been really one time when I really felt like somebody stole my idea. Our group, we get together. We're a very supportive group of entrepreneurs from around the globe, and we want to help support one another in whatever way that they need support. You know, sometimes it's just giving feedback on your idea, and we do it in love. We want you to succeed. We don't want you to fail. So we try and help you with the tips, tools, and resources and things that you need to get yourself on a pathway towards success. Now, you may be like me, and I'm an idea generator. I've been that way since birth, I guess. It's just an entrepreneurial tendency that I've got, probably got it from my dad's side of the family. And I could sit here with you and we could come up with a gazillion business ideas in just a very short period of time. But the reality is, I don't have the time, inclination, or cash available to implement those ideas. I've shared with you before, one of my professors in grad school, when I was doing my MBA program, said, you know what, Nancy, we could implement one of your ideas every single day for the rest of your life, and you would never get them all done. I hope you realize what a rare talent that is. And unfortunately, what that professor didn't do, he was a marketing professor. I don't understand, and maybe he didn't know. You know, we didn't have the internet and all of those things. So he didn't have the puzzle pieces put together so that he could connect me with someone where I could turn those ideas into cash. You know, we didn't have all the crowdfunding and all of the different things that we have at our disposal nowadays. And now with the internet, it's wonderful because we can reach out and we can get help and we can get funding. We can get, you know, all these different things. And there's not much that an entrepreneurial endeavor can't do to help you fix almost any area of your life. I know that sounds crazy, but it's been my experience that I have seen that time and time again. So I'd like to go through a couple of benefits of why you might want to consider becoming an entrepreneur in the upcoming year. An entrepreneur is just a way of thinking. Okay. Sometimes you look at something and you can easily see a money making idea, but you don't necessarily do anything with it. Now, this is one of those times where it's heartbreaking. And I've had this happen several times. I saw an idea or I thought up an idea that would be great because it solves a problem that people have, but I didn't do the next step and I didn't act upon it. And then later, and it could be a short time later, it could be years, months, weeks, whatever later, all of a sudden I'm walking through a store or I'm out somewhere and I saw my idea that I had being profitable from someone else. Somebody else profited off of that. Now, they didn't steal my idea, they just saw the need and they went for it. Okay, what was the difference? Why did I not act on that? Why didn't I? Number one, probably didn't know how to get started, who to contact, didn't have the money. There's a million reasons and excuses, and that's what I'm going to call it, excuses, which those excuses are nil now. There's no reason. If you have a money-making idea, there is no reason that you cannot bring that to fruition. Either you do it or have somebody else do it or let somebody pay you cash for your idea. This world needs your brain. This world needs your intuition. This world needs all of these things. And you're doing the world a disservice by not sharing your really great ideas with us. Okay. So I'm inviting everybody this Friday, if you've got a business idea or you would like to brainstorm some ideas, come on over and join me on Zoom. It's going to be a very informal setting. Join me on Zoom on Friday from 11:30 to 1, that's Central Time. And let's just meet. Let's flesh out. We're going to do some brainstorming. We're going to do some networking. And I don't want you to be afraid that people are going to steal your business idea. Like I said, there's only really been one time that I feel like somebody really did steal my idea. When people come into my group, they come in with the understanding that you might as well have signed a non-disclosure agreement, because everything that's inside here, business-wise, that we talk about business ideas, it belongs to the person who brought it forward. Now, if they decide later that they don't want to do anything with that idea, then guess what? It's gloves off. Anybody can do it, or they can turn it over to that person or whatever. So I don't want you to be afraid. But I just wanted to share my little story. This was back when we lived in Oklahoma and we didn't have, two nickels to rub together. And I had come from California where I was making a lot of money to come into Oklahoma where I wasn't making anything. I literally was a stay-at-home mom. I was babysitting on the side because I couldn't afford to work at the jobs that were available and pay for 3 kids in daycare. Just didn't make good economic sense. So I was a stay-at-home mom and I did childcare. Well, one of the businesses that I had ran out in California was a repair computer retail store. And I was always on the cutting edge of technology, even way back when. And I got that from my dad. He was probably one of the first businesses in Paragould, Arkansas to have a word processor. That was one of the first things, besides just a typewriter, he had the word processor. And then he got the, computer. And so I was an early adopter to all of those things. Well, my boss was an IBM executive. And so I had access to all these tools and things. And one thing that I had come across that I thought was rather interesting, and now they're everywhere, but there was a calendar creator program. And my idea was, I thought, wow, this would be really great to give people as a present and have all their family members' birthdays listed and special, anniversaries and pictures. And so I figured out I bought a laminating machine. And anyways, what I was doing later was I started going to Kinko's and having that all done. And for those of you who may not know Kinko's, it was a copy shop back then where they were franchises everywhere on every street corner. And I was there every single day making these copying these personalized calendar sheets. We didn't have printers like what we have now, where everybody's got a printer. I didn't have that capability back then. But anyways, and it's probably too expensive. I couldn't have afforded it even if they was available. I really don't remember. But anyways, I was going in there, and I got some contracts with some fundraisers for, I believe it was the Elks, or it was a group like that, one of the philanthropic groups. And they said, we love this idea, let's do this. And so, man, I was so excited. I thought, boy, if I could go in there and get this through all the nonprofits and they can make money and I could make money, whoa, golly, I was so excited because I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. And I did that a couple of times, and all of a sudden Kinko's comes out with personalized calendars that everybody can have. And at the time, the ink, the colored photos was very, very expensive. Well, they've got, Kinko's all over the United States, and it was just a overnight success, of course. And I felt like in my heart, they saw what I was doing. I was in there every day. I was making money, and all it took was probably somebody to send that message up to their manager. And then all of a sudden, I was out of business because Kinko had, not only could they beat me that way, but theirs was a lot higher quality than mine was. So, anyways, that was one that was really a heartbreaker for me. And I'm sure some of you have some stories just like that that you could share with me where you felt like somebody stole your idea. But just in general, now that I have been dealing with entrepreneurs for so many years and startups, especially in funding, this is a fear really that is non-warranted. Number one, you don't want to be dealing with those kind of people. And, for investors and things, you can do a non disclosure agreement that everybody has to sign, and it's understood, so I don't want you to fear that somebody is going to steal your idea. And then one of the other benefits is when you come into a group of entrepreneurs, You know, it's an exciting room filled with people with really great ideas because they've got knowledge, experience, and know how from all over the world. And it's not just, it gives you a fresh set of eyes. And, we tell you things not to hurt your feelings again, but we tell you things out of love. If we don't think it's a good idea, we'll tell you, but we'll also tell you how you might improve upon it, what you could do, and maybe what are your steps. We help you look at the obstacles that might be in your way, those type of things. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. The next thing is you might be somebody who is looking for a side hustle to help make ends meet. Times are tough for many, many families. A part-time side hustle where you're working after hours, after your regular 9 to 5 job or on the weekends or whatever, is a really great way to supplement your income and to pay for things to increase your lifestyle. Some use it to fund a retirement account because maybe they've waited too long. Some for a special vacation or a bucket list. Some people are so racked up in debt right now because times are tough and they've maxed out all their credit cards or done their home equity loans or whatever the case might be, and they're using it to pay off that debt. Whatever it is that you need a little extra to close that gap, a side hustle business could be that for you. We can help you flesh out some ideas. We can help you steer away from things that might be scams because there's a lot of scams out there. But many of you have some things that you're passionate about that you could probably do on the side. Some of you have jobs that you've got some unique job skills that you could set up your own shingle, so to speak, excuse me, and you could be making extra money on the side from that. There's all kinds of programs online it's called the gig economy where you can do things and set your own hours. This does not have to be a full-time job, y'all, but it can be a major, major benefit to your family's financial future. Entrepreneurship can do that. You can work part-time, full-time, whatever. Some of you don't realize that you're not when you're an entrepreneur, you're not getting paid for the hours worked. You're getting paid for the job and the value that you bring to the marketplace. There's a big difference. So if you're working, $10, $20, $25 an hour, you could possibly be making $100, $200 an hour, depending on your job skills and the things that you want to bring. One example that I was just thinking of this week, and I put my feelers out, is the need for mobile hair salon folks and nail techs. And I know there's some legal ramifications and different things like that. But my mom is now at a place, she's here at home, and I cannot get her out and take her to the beauty shop. And she and I was used to once a month going and getting her hair and nails done. And I need someone that can come to the house and do that for her. And for me, I'm thinking that's a little cottage industry in itself to figure it out because I know my mom is not the only one. Well, somebody could do that in your community. Some of you might have those licenses and be able to do that and be able to go. And what a blessing that would be for somebody who is homebound, that they can't take care of their hair and their nails anymore. So, that's just an idea that this week I have just really, really been pondering on, thinking, man, I could probably just in my neighborhood alone keep somebody making more than what they were making down at their beauty shop and not having to have their overhead. But again, you have to look at, I'm sure there's, like I said, because that's a regulated industry, on what you can and you can't do. So those are just some examples that it doesn't have to be some crazy business idea. Sometimes it's a regular thing that just needs to be changed just a little. And I want to give you an example of that. Candy canes. How simple are candy canes, y'all? They've been the same forever and ever. And then all of a sudden, somebody said, I wonder what would happen if we changed the flavors on these candy canes and changed the colors. This year, I loved it because I went down and, to the local Walmart, and for one of our family games that I had planned, I saw that they had Skittle flavors. They had, now I'm drawing a big fat blank and I've got 4 or 5 boxes in there. But anyways, they've got all these flavors of candy canes. So what once was like a boring, oh yeah, that's fine and dandy. What can we ever do to change it? All it took was to think outside the box just a little bit to make it just a little different. And now we've got, this big long shelf of candy canes with different flavors that you can choose from. Again, sometimes it just takes just a little bit of change on a traditional product or service that's been around forever and ever. So I'm going to hop off here. I just wanted to step in here for just a few minutes and to invite anybody. This is free, no strings attached. If you or anybody that you know has a great business idea, tell them to come. If you are somebody who would like to explore entrepreneurship and would like to brainstorm and try and come up with something that you could do on the side, by all means, come and join us. If you are somebody who maybe you're looking for passive income opportunities and it doesn't take a lot, but maybe you just want to support somebody in their endeavor and you get paid a piece of the action. That could be a piece of the action as far as every time there was a sale, you would get a piece of that sale revenue. Sometimes you can become partners. So there's a lot of different ways that you can set these things up so that it is a win-win situation. And obviously, our group is filled with people from both aspects. We've got aspiring, emerging, and seasoned entrepreneurs. And then we've also got people who are both, who want to build more passive income, and they do that by funding entrepreneurial endeavors, by helping you reach your dreams. They're achieving their dreams of passive income. They're just adding another stream of passive income to what they've got going on. If you're already a business owner, maybe you are a wildly successful business owner, we would love to have you to come in here because iron sharpens iron. There's nothing better than mentoring other entrepreneurs and giving them your experience so that they can be better. Let's help those folks not make the same mistakes that we made. Good grief, I've made so many mistakes, still make them, of course, but I have a lot of experience behind me that I can share with other people so that they don't make those big, expensive mistakes like I did years ago. The internet is our oyster. We have access to the World Wide Web. You don't have to be limited by having customers in your local area. Even your state, your nation, the world could be your customer. Seriously, the world could be your customer. So, what kind of value can you bring to the world in 2025? I would love to hear from you. Let's get together. Let's connect, partner, and profit. My name is Nancy Gaskins, sowing seeds of financial hope and entrepreneurial opportunity in communities around the globe. If you would like that link, just send me a DM or put a comment down below in the Facebook, and I will send you the link to register. Again, it is free from 11:30 to 1 this coming Friday. So I hope to see y'all there.